Starbucks. Okay? So for those who don't know what Starbucks is, it's a coffee company, a very big coffee company. So for everybody who loves coffee, it's like coffee heaven for you. So this transition. So Starbucks was first established in 1971, and by the time Harold Schultz bought it in 1986, it had about 6 stores. And from there on, it kept on just growing to become the company that it has become today. So Starbucks offers different types of coffee, cold coffee, hot coffee, but they also have baked items that you can eat together with your coffee. And they also offer, they have a menu for chocolate items as well. And the success behind Starbucks is in the way that they're innovative and creative. We see the way this restaurant is. Not every Starbucks looks like this. They have different, they build it differently in whatever area they are. They customize, let's say they adapt to the area that they are. And then it's called localization, you see. So our point in presenting this is to discover what is the secret behind Starbucks. And what we've discovered is their procurement. Their procurement and their supply chain department has done wonders in making Starbucks into what it is today. So from now on, someone else will continue.
Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to present on the supply chain for Starbucks. Starbucks offers various products as their outlets that spans from cakes, muffins, and all these products. They only tell us that there are many supply chains within the organization. So as a group, we managed to narrow it down to focus on their core product. Their core product is the coffee. In the cup of, they say that in 1 cup of coffee can comprise of beans coming from 19 countries across the globe that span from Latin America, Africa, and Asia. Right. Then moving on to the 4 stages of their supply chain, they have the coffee plantation. They have the coffee plantation, roasting and packaging plants, with global delivery and distribution, in-store preparation. On coffee plantation, they own their own plantation in Costa Rica, which entails us that they are a vertically integrated organization. And then when it comes to roasting and packaging and planting plants, they own 6 that are evenly distributed across the globe. And then the global delivery and distribution, they have 17. Their deliveries amount to 70,000 weekly and 2.7 million per year. They have 10 distribution centers across the globe, 6 in America, 2 in Asia, 2 in Europe. And then in-store preparation refers to the last stage of their supply chain, whereby they turn the coffee into various products such as cappuccino, espresso. With that being said, I'll leave on my colleague to explain on how the supply chain works.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to present to you how Starbucks company manage their supply chain as well as their material flow. Starbucks company make use of one centralized system in order to manage their supply chain as well as their logistic network. With a central system, they are able to operate and manage multiple distribution centers across the globe. They also have a simple scorecard system which help them to evaluate their supply chain efficiency. And with the scorecard, they assess on 4 things, which are on-time delivery and order fill rate, end-to-end supply chain cost, the enterprise saving, as well as safe in operation. They make use of digital technology. With this digital technology, they are able to ensure that their supply chain is efficient and it can cope up with the increasing demand in high-quality coffee globally. They also use automated information system in order to monitor demand in real time. With this digital technology, they're able to develop and modify the productions and the distribution plans and schedules when needed. And now with that, it gives the supply chain an added flexibility, and it also helps the company to assess peaks in demand with agility. Those digital technology, they also give the company access to updated information. For example, stock inventory, transport scheduling, and that now help their supply chain to always operate at the maximum efficiency. They make use of a supplier relationship management strategy. This helps them to collaborate and communicate with their suppliers, and it also make their suppliers feel as an integrated part of their supply chain. They also developed what we call coffee and farmer equity, and this is just a sustainable standard which is developed for their third-party suppliers, and it just helps them to build a long relationship with their suppliers. Starbucks company has also a strict supplier vetting guidelines. These are just to ensure that all their suppliers are in line with the company's sustainable, efficient, and green approach to business operations. They also have what we call a coffee sourcing guideline, and with this, it just gives the supply. It just helps their coffee producing suppliers. It just, what will I say? I'll say it just, those are just standards which help the company. It just help the standards that help the company. Like, for example, when they are made, that's when a producer will be regarded as a supplier, and only when they are made can a buyer-vendor relationship be built. Okay, how they manage their material flow. This is now when they are moving their material from the point of origin to the point of destination. So they have what we call GPS tracking devices, and with these tracking devices, they implement them on the coffee shipment just to monitor their progress from the farm regions to the shipping ports. And this, it just helps them to ensure that no coffee has been stolen along the process. They also implement rigorous quality control. With this, they inspect the coffee at various points. They also sample the coffee at various points, and they also do a lot of testing just to ensure that what arrives in store is also what customers will find at the final destination. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. I'll take you through the procurement function of Starbucks. Procurement is the acquisition of material, either for administration or operation purposes in an organization. Now there's a balance. We find that organizations get a challenge in finding a balance between efficiency, speed, and quality, while attempting to reduce costs. For Starbucks, between 2007 and 2008, they experienced a loss, which basically means their expenses were exceeding their income. Then the organization's management now wanted to look for ways as to how to reduce costs in order to become profitable. Now, the procurement department was identified as one of the areas which can help the organization in reducing costs. What Starbucks did is they divided their procurement department into non-coffee procurement and coffee procurement. Coffee because it's the core operation of their function. So for the non-coffee procurement, the initiative that they took was they went out to understand the contracts, they went out to understand the prices they were paying, as well as breaking it down to issues such as shipping costs, etc. Now in this one, they found that one of the ways that would help was to break down prices, so that instead of negotiating holistic prices, they wanted to start negotiating on ingredients and components that made up the product. So, for example, this is the non-coffee procurement department. So, in example, instead of negotiating instead of negotiating a table, the price of the table with their suppliers, they wanted to first find out how much was it for the wood, how much was it for the steel, how much was it for the varnish, and then be able to negotiate those prices. That put them in a better position to benchmark processes, as well as to also in the better negotiating process, which means they now needed to go further. Besides going to their first tier suppliers, they now needed to go further, not only the table manufacturer, but they wanted to find out how much the wood cost and all the other components that actually made up the product. For the coffee procurement department, they came up with what is known as the CAFE, Cafe Practices. This is the Coffee and Farmers Equity Practices. Now with this one, they divided it into 4 components. Product quality, economic accountability, social responsibility, and then environmental leadership, to bring about responsibly grown, ethically traded coffee. Now for this one, what they did was they hired and trained a third party that helped them with evaluating their suppliers. Now this third party had guidelines that they needed to follow in order for a supplier to become an approved and preferred supplier. For elements such as the evaluation was quite simple. They have matrices in which they look at for you to be eligible, and they just rate you either a 0 for non-compliance and a 1 for compliance. But then these matrices were very detailed. Like for example, the quality product, they looked at aspects such as green preparation and cup quality. And then for economic, accountability, they looked at aspects such as financial transparency and economic viability. Social responsibility, they looked at aspects such as working conditions. These are now of the suppliers, their suppliers, not themselves. They looked at areas such as the working conditions, the discrimination, child labor, how far their suppliers, look into taking care of their employees, access to education, access to medical aid, such as this. And then for environmental leadership, they looked at areas such as energy conservation, water protection, disease and pest control. Now this may seem like simply that is all they're looking for, but then within these matrices, they were also very specific as to what they're looking for to be a supplier. Just to give you an illustration of how deep they wanted or how specific they were to their suppliers, I'll take the product quality and discuss the green preparation. For the green beans, for example, that they required from their suppliers, the criteria was that the size should be 15 and above, consistent bean size, uniform, good green color. And then black or partial beans or things that, or let me say, deviations that would result into rejection of being a supplier were aspects such as black or partial black beans, brown beans, molded beans, uneven green color. So sometimes even if it's green but it's not even green, they still disregard. So this is just an area to explain how specific they were, but then all the elements actually went into specification according to the guidelines provided here. Now, the question comes, if they have so many of these aspects or areas that they are looking to, do you actually find a supplier that is eligible? Yes, it was possible, it is possible, because besides having all these guidelines, they also invested largely in their suppliers. The number of investments they have made, like in 2014, for example, they invested $750,000 US in improving the lives of 5,000 farmers and their families. And then between 2009 and 2015, they also invested $2.1 million in an initiative with another organization called Save the Children. This money they invested in, again, the children of the farmers. So this is from a social responsibility perspective, if you take care of your suppliers, obviously they will feel obliged to give back to you. So as a result from all these initiatives and the money that they have used, the beneficial or the progress and results that the organization got was obviously, number one, lock-in strategic partnership, and then there was also better understanding or a better relationship between the supplier and Starbucks, obviously, and then which brought about a reduction in the bullwhip effect, because now you understand exactly what your supply, all the challenges that your supplier is encountering, which enables you to plan your procurement better and to also have contingency plans in place. And then from a marketing point of view, this gave perceived value. So people, the economic friendly people, the economic conscious people, and all those organizations saw it as it's perceived to be like you have a reason as to why you're charging such premium prices, and as a result, there are some mutually beneficial relationship between the suppliers and the end Starbucks.
Okay, so I'll bring our presentation to a conclusion by just highlighting one or two important issues. So in their expansion, in Starbucks expansion, they have not neglected taking part in the green revolution. Like, they've paid attention to sustainable practices. They've taken care of, they've taken a look at their packaging. They've taken a look at maintaining their, taking care of the people behind all the processes within Starbucks. They have taken care of their farmers. They support their families. So if employees within an organization are motivated, then the quality of the product that will come out of that company are definitely something to smile about. So we can also look at how they've managed to control their costs. Like, they pay attention to how much money is spent on what, and how to make sure the costs remain low. So with this, we bring our conclusion to our presentation to a conclusion. I am Patience, that's Kashi, Diogo, Leo, and Mrs. Larissa. If you've got questions, you can ask now or you can ask after. So with this, I'd like to thank you and wish you a good day and a good afternoon. Thank you.